Finally, we're about to witness the next fight of one of the most popular influencer boxers. KSI against the undefeated professional boxer Joe Fournier with a record of 9-0. But who is Joe, and can he stop KSI? Let's find out. Fournier. Fournier is a dark horse because it's nearly impossible to find footage of most of his fights online. This raises some questions about his skills, but let's analyze what we do know. Visually, Joe is a true boxer. Although he may not be a very good one, he's still a genuine fighter. In terms of his upcoming fight against KSI, his jab will play a huge role because a professional jab is not like Temper's jab. Joe's jab is snappy, fast, and he throws it relentlessly. He consistently sets up feints, even using footwork feints reminiscent of David Haye, who apparently taught him this technique. After receiving the reactions he needs, he launches his simple but relentless attacks. Despite being 40 years old, he has enough strength to go the distance and beat his opponent in every round. He deceives them with stance changes and even counters their attacks. However, this is where Joe's strengths end. He's a rather slow fighter, and he often looks like he belongs in the heavyweight division. For example, when he initiates an attack, he simply makes an angry face, crouches, and strikes a series of attacks. It's evident that any real boxer could easily punish him, but his opponents didn't resist because they were all journeymen who came to earn a paycheck. Joe's biggest moment in the spotlight was during his fight against David Haye, where he showed us all we needed to know about him. First, he has a tough character and never gives up, meaning that KSI will have to knock him out to win. Secondly, his footwork is terrible. He moves slowly from foot to foot, resulting in stepping too close with a low block.
Champagne in front of us. Oh, a little bit of a slip there. Is that knockdown? Yes, it is.
This mistake allowed David to counter with a jab, ultimately leading to Joe's knockdown. Additionally, Joe's blocking technique is strange as he throws a jab, and his rear hand flies away from his chin due to the punch's inertia. He consistently telegraphs his punches, and his chin remains open all the time. Overall, I have many doubts about Joe's fight against David Haye. They were friends and sparring partners, so I suspect that Joe may have thrown the fight. In no universe would such a fight be possible, as David Haye would knock out an opponent like Joe in just a few rounds, even if he were 90 years old. The fake knockouts on Joe's Instagram page only add to my questions about his actual skills. It seems like he's trying very hard to prove himself as a great boxer. Perhaps he has something to hide. KSI. In this fight, footwork will be crucial, just as it was in KSI's previous fight against Temper, which I discussed in my previous video. Many people believe that KSI's strength lies in brawling, but in reality, footwork will be the determining factor. Joe is very slow, so KSI must utilize his speed, youth, and power. KSI is much more innovative in his attacks, as demonstrated by his brilliant knockout of Temper. This is a significant factor, and KSI has undoubtedly trained with fighters similar to Joe, but Joe has not faced anyone like KSI. However, KSI will certainly face challenges. For instance, Joe will not allow KSI to fight in his usual style. His overheads with a sweeping motion from the floor will no longer be effective, and he will be punished for every such attempt. KSI may encounter challenges with Fournier's jab in the fight's tempo. Fighting against a boxer who may not be the strongest but has been boxing for 10 years is different from fighting against a retired MMA fighter. Jake Paul could enlighten KSI about the intense pressure, numerous jabs, and stamina required to go 8 rounds with a traditional boxer. However, Joe may not have enough stamina, as he admitted in an interview that he trains infrequently, and let's not forget that he is over 40 years old. Prediction. I believe that this is the best fight that KSI could hope for, as he battles a boxer with a 9-0 record, which is honestly weak for such an accomplishment. This fight will be an outstanding test for him and will enhance his reputation greatly. It's difficult to predict how the fight will end, but I think KSI will exhaust his older opponent and knock him out in the middle rounds. After this win, KSI can brag about his professional boxing record of 1-0 to Jake Paul, whose record is 0-1.